Cannot. I still can't hear you. I can't hear you.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I told you I was having some issues over here too, girlfriend.
Fighting is not
So
good.
it wasn't just you.
I don't know what was happening, but
So
this
we cooking
thing,
with Crisco. You know, technology sometimes don't want us to be great, but you know what? Regardless of what technology want us to be like, we're still going to be great. Anyway, how are you, beautiful?
good. How are you?
I am fabulous, fantastic, and simply amazing. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much for being my guest and allowing me to spotlight you as the veteran that you are, and for your phenomenal writing expertise in your book.
Thank you.
Listen, everyone, I'm telling you, I met this young lady on Clubhouse. Beautiful spirit, beautiful soul. She's a mother. She's a military spouse. She's a veteran in her own right herself. So, veteran and a military spouse, boy, I tell you. And the mother of four, and she has a little namesake, y'all,
Yes.
named Janae. And she's so beautiful. And she's a poet. So, she's a master with words. I had a chance to hear her, and I was like, go ahead, girl. I hear you. I hear you. She was doing it, you guys. So I don't want to take away your thunder, Lauren. So would you please share with everyone now that we're finally up and running? We're streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on LinkedIn, and we're streaming on my Facebook page. Would you tell the audience who you are, a little bit about yourself, and what it is that you do?
Sure. Yes. So I'm Lauren. Like you said, I am a Army veteran. I've served 4 years in the Army as a chaplain assistant, and then my husband stayed in when I got out, so I did like I think it was about 16 years, or maybe it was like 12, 16 or no, 12 years as a military spouse. Um, and then we have 4 kids, a 10, 9, 5, and 4-year-old. And one of our kids is on the autism spectrum, so we have some extra needs. And I am a military life and wife coach. So I work with military spouses or military veterans that are like women, only women, to just kind of help them because there's challenges that come with all those transitions, whether you're in still and you're just like moving around and trying to figure out your life in each new stage, or getting out because it's just kind of confusing to go from one world to the next. And I also, yeah, poetry is kind of one of the newer things that I've been doing publicly, I guess. So that's a new space. And I wrote a book called Camouflage Love, a memoir. I wrote that last year, so it's been out for a few months now, and so now I'm a published author. So that's kind of about me.
Y'all, listen, she's so humble. She's not only a published author, she's one of Amazon best-selling authors for Camouflage Love, a memoir. So, Lauren, what is behind Camouflage Love, a memoir? What made you decide from being a chaplain's assistant to writing to become an author? What made you, write this book?
Right. So it was during the pandemic. Everyone was on lockdown, and unfortunately, the trauma of Ahmaud Arbery had just been killed. And I had a lot of friends reaching out to me because my husband, he happens to be Black, and so we're an interracial couple, and they were asking us questions because a lot of my friends and family were like, "This doesn't still happen. Like, there's still not this happening, right, guys?" And I'm like, "No, this is still happening. How do you not know this? And you're my friend. Like, I don't understand how you didn't know this." But I just realized, like, we only share little pieces, and not, I guess they just don't know every single aspect because they're not with me 24/7. And so I'm like, do you like, I have told pieces of our story before, but so I kind of started writing just the things that we went through because um me and my husband were both chaplain assistants, and we happened to have a chaplain that was racist. And so when we were dating and just up to being married, we went through a lot of stuff because he didn't think that we should be together. And so he tried to get us in trouble and all kinds of crazy shenanigans. And so I wrote the book about it to kind of explain to I guess, people, and I thought I was kind of writing because so our kids can know the story, but it's not really a kid-friendly book, like maybe when they're older. But so just some of the things that, that I endured in the military on the way to finding my husband, and then still being able to like reconcile my faith because I struggled with my faith, when that was happening. Because as a Christian, I'm like, how could this guy be be this way, and he's supposed to be, like the Christian chaplain or whatever. And so, and of course, not all chaplains are like that. I had plenty of good experiences too, but just it was really like a turmoil time, and it was just actually I wound up leaving because of that. Like I wanted to transfer units, and he was still trying to do stuff. And so I just said forget about it, and I wound up leaving the military, actually. So, I mean, it's not his fault. It was my choice, but I didn't want to be in a toxic environment anymore. And so I just kind of wrote that story, and then just kind of how like love conquers all, and just being able to forgive even through crazy things that happened. So yeah.
Gosh. Okay, Lauren. What year was this? Because I want you're very young. You look very young. So I want people to know this was not 1960, 1970, 80, 90,
No, yeah.
2000, and what?
So I got out of the military in 2008. So, yeah, that was so from I was in from 2004 to 2008 was when I was in the military. So,
Wow, wow.
yeah.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from New York, and my
From New
husband
York.
is from Texas. So
Okay,
there's
so we.
also that kind of dynamic in my book because,
Mhm,
being from different cultures and then being from different regional places. So
mhm.
there's a lot of that. There's funny parts. It's not all doom and gloom. There's some funny
Right.
parts of stories and sweet parts. I tried to make it um, like show everything because not everything was bad. Like, I married my best friend and my husband, so it
Yes,
definitely had
yes.
some highlights. So,
And beautiful children. Now,
yes.
I want you to share with us because I love for the authors to read from their books. So I want you to share an excerpt, doom and gloom, and I want you to share a happy part so they can kind of
Okay.
understand the dynamics of the book. Y'all, I got the book on my Kindle because you can get it on your Kindle. Not to steal her thunder, but y'all know I either have y'all usually see me showing it, but because I ordered it while I was in Costa Rica, I haven't received it.
Yeah.
So when I get back home, I'm got it sent to my house. With my mom, and I'm going to pick it up there over the holidays. But right now, I have the Kindle version. So you can do it Kindle or you can get the actual hardback. So again, while Lauren is getting that, we are doing our book club Monday Candid Conversations where we're having book club conversations, right? We're either talking about self-development or self-help books, but this time we're spotlighting veterans. All my veteran sisters and brothers out there, thank you so much for your sacrifice. Now I had a chance to meet and come across authors who are also veterans. If I missed you, please get in my messenger so that we can connect, so that I can support you too as an author, not only just being here if you want to come on and share and spotlight your book, but also allow purchasing your book. And so if you haven't gotten an invitation from me, please do not charge it to my heart, charge it to my mind, because I'm going down on this. I thought of it. Normally we just do it once a month, but then I'm like, come on, let's keep it. We started out like, let's just do it every Monday until the end of the month to spotlight as many authors as we possibly can. And right here today, we have Miss Lauren Hayes, one of Amazon's best-selling authors of Camouflage Love, a memoir, which is about her journey as a soldier, and as a soldier falling in love with her now husband, being chaplain assistants. And if you guys missed the header already, yeah, it was already trying to be disrupted from, you would know, at the chaplain. But anyway, she's going to share with us some good parts from the book and also that doom, because she's sharing her story. She's keeping it real.
Yeah.
No fluff, no chasers. So go ahead, Lauren, take it away.
Okay, this is a part of the story. This is the chapter called Backup, and it's just a little insert. It's the last paragraph. In Japanese art, they have something called kintsugi, where they take broken pottery and lacquer the pieces back together with silver or gold. All those cracks, all those imperfections are made into the most beautiful and unique designs. Once broken and now whole, unique and more beautiful than before. Kintsugi was me. God was the potter, and he was taking all these broken pieces and making me into something worth celebrating. So that's, I like that piece. So, yeah, just like our lives can be so messy, and those very things that are mean to break us can make us. And so, I think that's what I also learned most about this, I guess, book writing journey. Because even though I have been in therapy before, it was still therapeutic to write out the stuff and then deal with stuff again, which is kind of hard, but it was good, you know? So,
I want you to tell people like how many books have you sold in order to become an Amazon best-selling author? Because
okay.
writing wasn't the part, like you was like chaplain assistant military. Not on your game plan was to be an author, right?
Yeah. And so, I mean, I actually it was just so far I had sold, it depends on the amount of books you sell within a certain period of time. And so I sold about like 70 books within the first few days.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, I have to go calculate to see. I know I made more sales than that. And so I made number 10 in military families, which is there's like millions and thousands of books. And so that was like really unexpected. And also I only did it was just by word of mouth and telling people. I didn't actually, have a marketing budget, like, I didn't. So I could do that, I could still do that and get more that way, but this is just strictly word of mouth in different veteran groups I'm in with my friends and family. That's kind of so, yeah, it's a short amount in, those days, but especially during the first week of release, you
Mm-hmm.
need to have that kind of stacked up, I think, to get that title.
Yes.
Um, and then, of course, continued sales is good because then your book will populate
Right.
more on Amazon. So,
Absolutely.
and it also depends on the categories because, like, if I put you have to choose the categories your book goes into because if I put my category in love stories only, it would probably not even, you wouldn't even see it because there are so many romance novels. So
Mm-hmm.
you really have to niche it down to something specific for yourself so I went, military families. I mean, it is a love story, but it's a memoir, it's a nonfiction. So like niching it down, just like I guess you do in other work to kind of make it stand out. Yeah.
Wow. Listen, y'all, if you guys did not understand what she said, if you are out there and you're on the fence about writing, are you like, it's just so many, what you say, so many love stories
Yes.
out there, right? She said something so key. Find that niche that's going to set you apart from all the love stories. So even if you do have a love story, you have a specific niche that's going to take you away and make
Yeah.
it your own. And now she's in her own category of military families. Now, with that being a top seller on Amazon.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And
Thank
listen, y'all, if y'all didn't know, books are one of those things that make you residual income. Lauren goes to sleep. She hasn't done any marketing. Only what? The best form of advertisement is what? Word
Yep.
of mouth. And she
Word of
sold
mouth.
70 books and she goes to sleep and she makes money.
Yeah.
Right?
And then also if you do one more than one book, because I'm planning on making more books. My husband and me are working on a sequel. Um, Once you do that book, it kind of also your other book will pop up. And so it's also, marketing. It's really good to market once you have more than one book, I think, because then it's just like, oh, and if you like that, you'll like this too. And so then you can get Amazon working for you. But I did a lot of self research. I've self published this also. I did not go through a traditional publisher. So, um, it's pretty exciting to be able to do that. Like, um,
So
work.
you didn't have to pay that extra off the side type of money for somebody else to publish your book.
Yeah,
So not only you an author, you're a writer, you're a mom of four, a wife, you are a publisher. Girl, you
that's
didn't
right.
tell me that one right there.
That's
I didn't
right.
know that one.
Heart for Hope LLC. That's my thing. So yeah, I plan eventually on helping other people publish nonfiction books. Kind of, I love memoir because it's like it's real stories, but it's read more like a fiction book because you're getting like dialogue and the person's perspective, and you're getting sensory elements. So it's not as dry to me as like a biography book that's just facts. And so I loved reading memoirs, and once I decided to write one, I kind of like went all into like reading them. And so I love memoirs. You can find really good non-famous memoirs too. Like I like there's a lot of ones that I like. So
Wow, and
yeah.
those were your inspiration
Yeah.
and putting your piece together as well. Congratulations. Oh my gosh,
Thank
this is
you.
amazing. I can't wait till the sequel comes out. Oh my god. Lauren, and y'all, if I didn't tell you, she's also a life coach, meaning she helped other military spouses navigate being a military spouse. Because I'm telling you, that is a journey all by itself, And if you don't know the foundation of what it is to even be in the military, and you are, just don't really know, and then you're married to a service member and you're new to everything, it can be a little bit stressful
Yeah.
learning the ins and outs. And the fact is, Lauren is not only just an author, she's not only just a publisher and a mom, and a military spouse. She's also willing to take her time out to help coach other moms throughout this cycle as well. So, Lauren, you want to speak a little bit about that?
Yes. So I just I realized, I guess, when I got out and kind of when my husband was transitioning, like, what am I gonna do now? Like, I was so long being a military spouse and just parenting, I mean, and I was always going to school. I was always in school, like, getting degrees, certificates. I was kind of always that person that was always doing something. And I was just like, I don't even know what to do. I feel really lost. And I was like, this is how everyone feels. Like, this is how all these moms feel because the military just kind of consumes your life. Like they make all the decisions, sometimes last minute, you don't get to plan. And so I just realized if I wish that I had someone to help me walk me through that, like, what is your purpose? What is your next step, in life? What are you going to do next? Do you want a career or are you, whatever it is that you're going to do, maybe just encouraging you on in parenting and coaching you through parenting your kids while you're doing all the things, and maybe your spouse is away in training or deployment and you are everything to them. Or when they come home, like when my husband come home, or maybe even when you come home from deployments, things were changed and different, and we had some mental health issues, and just trying to be that support, and the parenting challenges that came with that, and just a lot of life changes. And so I just want to be that person that I wish I had for someone going through, and I am more than willing to talk to anyone, um, a complimentary 30-minute session to see if it's for you, because it might not be for you. You might not feel like we're a fit, but I am more than willing to like um, set up a Zoom call to just talk you through, because I really do want to help women. Like this is really dear to my heart. I went um, and I was parent coaching before um, the pandemic happened at a mental health facility. So I was already coaching, but I went through a certificate program because I wanted to have excellence in my field, and I wanted to, give value. I also have a background like in psychology. I have a psychology degree um, with a minor in Christian counseling. So I have the background and the heart to like help other women. And so I would love to help anyone um, who feels like they may need that, whether it's helping someone find purpose or just navigating parenting challenges or relationship challenges. Um, yeah.
Look, I am over here trying to add the stream because I have to jump from one device to another.
Yeah.
So I was trying to add and share the book with you guys. And it's really not working right now on my iPad. So I wanted to put the link down there as
Yeah.
well so that you can see it. But it keeps bringing up my Kindle. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want. So it's not like I'm not listening. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get this on here so you guys can see it, because she shared with you that she is that life coach, she is the life coach. And all of this all goes full circle, with her transitioning out. Wasn't the plan. Something happened. It was her choice, but something happened and she made the choice and made the decision. Then she started putting the pen to paper and the words started coming out. And then also part of her journey, her husband is transitioning, and everything that she is currently doing has something to do with life. And when you can find a need and fill it for not only yourself, but know that there's someone else like you that's out there, that's what it's all about. And to me, your heart has a servant heart. You're there to serve others and to help others. And you have found it and you have helped others. And I am very thankful, Sister Soldier, for you doing what you're doing, not only helping other military spouses, but sharing that racism existed, but you did not allow that to hinder you or stop you or prohibit you from finding the true love of your life, who is currently your best friend, and you
Yes.
guys have beautiful children.
Yes.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Look, that's one of
Yes,
the
it's a
endings.
happy. There is, yes.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
the happy part I think about it. And also, like, I think a big theme of my book is love is a choice, right? Because it would definitely would have been easier, right? If I was just like, this is too much work. I don't want to, like, it could have been easy and I could have chose that path, you know? But things that are hard, are sometimes things that are worth it, you need to work for, like
Ooh,
it's worth it.
girl, you
And
better say that.
I just think that, like, God helps me write this to get this out to, like, share at a time when people would be willing to listen, because uh, sometimes it feels like an echo chamber when you're trying to, like, when I'm trying to talk to people, or I feel like, do I really have a place in explaining these things? Because, like, as a white woman, I'm like, there's definitely other people that are better suited to tell this, the story of racism, but I have a different perspective, and there might be some people that will hear me, and I mean, that's unfortunate, but that is the way it is, and I also can amplify other voices, and so that's what I really want to
And
do,
listen,
and,
it's your
God can
story.
redeem everything, so that's
Like,
another, like, I feel like a theme that God can use all our mess and turn into our message, and so that's kind of my favorite part of and then, this is really a picture too. These are real pictures. This is a
oh,
picture.
nice.
So this is my book. It's 2 pictures together. So that's really, a picture of Alaska because that's where it takes place, and that's really mine and my husband's hands. So
Look, and you guys, I managed to get the actual link down there, and I'm going to put it in the comments as well, um, so that you can also see it and click on it and have it as well on. Because I'm looking at my Facebook, so that you guys can actually just click on it and go straight there to it. But this is her link so that you guys can click on it. I love the see, I love these candid conversations with the authors, because this is what you get. You want to know that the cover is actually them,
Yep.
their hands in front, you will get what the inside of what the story is. But those little tidbits that that are like, you want to know that, like, okay, she made that decision. You saw it in the that she to come out the military, but then the life coaching, that part of it, you and the guy, because then that's just the book. So it's all about
Yeah.
knowing who the author is as well when we're doing these Q&A candid conversations with the author, and knowing exactly what inspired them to write the book. So words, they're great on paper, but actually getting to know and having to see and talk with them is, to me, another phenomenal. Putting it all together, and boom, Now when the sequel come out, y'all gonna be like, hey, y'all gotta listen to Lauren. She's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's this little white girl, but she don't tell you from her perspective what it was like for her and her husband going through. And the fact
Yeah.
that you had issues in the military, and it's the 21st century, and people kind of think, some think, have like an ostrich mentality with their head in the ground, but the
Yeah.
stuff does not exist. That we all bleed the same color, and that is true, but it still exists even in the military.
Yeah.
And so it's those adjustments and corrections, and you didn't want to have to be in a toxic environment, so you did make a choice, and the choice turned out to be a great choice, because now that
Yes.
led you to a whole nother door that was open. I always tell people, when God closes one door, he opens up a plethora of doors. All you have to do is walk and open and have faith, and that's exactly what you
Yeah.
did.
And the other thing, I think when I finished writing my book, I felt like my book is like for the younger me because I was very naive. Because maybe partly from coming from New York and being a white woman, right? It's not that I didn't have friends of other ethnicities. I did. Um, but I think just being away from our families and all the time together, I just saw more things. And I was also, okay, this is what, obviously you can live anywhere and be racist, but like I didn't realize how blatant some people were about it. Like that was also an interesting dynamic of like in New York when I would see something, I'm like, are they acting that way? Is that because they don't like that person is that color? Or I don't know, maybe they're just being mean, and I wouldn't know. But then like it would be very obvious when I was with my husband, like I like in the book I wrote about like someone following him around the store or whatever, and then I can hear what they're saying over the headpiece. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening. So it's also kind of to like younger me because I was just too naive to those things. Like I feel like I'm a well-meaning person and I loved people, but I just didn't even know of you don't know what you don't know, I guess,
That's
right?
right.
And I
That's
think
right.
that's also part of being around people of different cultures. I think there's something to that,
Yes, ma'am.
um,
It is.
because like even so yeah, I had friends that weren't all white in New York, but they weren't from the South or they weren't, you have different experiences depending on regions also that you are.
Yes.
And,
Mm-hmm.
I even in the military, I met, friends from New York who had a different that, were Black, and they were like, "Yeah, I got treated this way." So, like, even though I was from there, I was like, "Well, I wouldn't have that experience because I'm not the same color as them, so I wouldn't know that unless I was there with them." And so,
Girl.
I think it's just that being open to learning and then just, like, also, like, coming face to face with, like, yourself and what you learn because my parents, like I'm originally from the city. My parents were like born and raised in Brooklyn and we moved upstate. And so it was more rural there. So there was less diversity there, but I still had my parents. And so they still taught me the way that I think they learned was just like you treat people based on their character. And so I just thought other people acted this way. Like I didn't think anything of it. And so, yeah. So I hope that it will also just let people know it's okay to not know, but once you know, like, I think you need to act on it, not just, like you said, like, be an ostrich and just kinda hide in the sand, like, um, because if it wasn't even if I wasn't married to my husband, like, if that never happened, that experience that I had, like, I would never want my friends or anyone else's children to go through that kind of, stuff. I mean, of course, yeah, it's gonna hit home more because I can see it, like, if my kids are mistreated or something, but I think um, it's just different once you kind of know. I feel like you can't unknow it. So,
Exactly.
that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing because you can't have change if you don't, like, know.
That's it. You can't have change unless you don't know what it is that you're going to change. And you don't know what you're going to change unless you experience it.
Yeah,
So, learning by the experience and then sharing it is a whole different gambit. Lauren, you have given so many people who probably sitting there like, I have a story to share, I have a story to tell. And if this young lady can share her experience to help someone else to not relive that experience or to shed light on it, then I can too. And so I say to each of you out there right now, if that is you, if you're on the fence and you're thinking, I need to put it down. Start writing it out, writing it on paper, journal out. You don't have to get all precise. Lauren published her own book. She has her own publishing company. So if you want to get with Lauren and ask her, hey, what exactly do I need to do? Or the steps, she already said she offers 30-minute sessions, so you can get with her and you can find her actually here, Instagram, right? Lauren Hayes, right, Lauren?
I think it's Lauren R. Hayes.
Lauren R. Hayes? Okay.
Let me make sure.
So we
I
make
know.
sure you get to the right Lauren, all right?
Yeah. I mean, I think my name's unique, but I did find there was another author named Lauren Hayes. So when I published my book, I had to put Lauren R. Hayes because she did like
Oh.
murder mysteries. So it's like,
Okay.
that's not
Oh, yep,
me.
it is. Let me put that. Let me correct that, you guys, real quick. Let me make this quick edit so we won't get the murder mystery, Lauren.
I was surprised that someone had my name because my name being spelled different.
There we go. Listen, say, bam. Lauren R.
Yes,
Hayes, right?
that's it.
So you guys can find her there. You can actually click on the link in the comment. It's the first comment and under this live. If you're looking at the replay, go ahead and click on it and order. Support our veterans, you guys. Everyone always likes to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you for service. All right, thank you for saying thank you. Really appreciate that. Now I want you guys to say thank you in a different way. I want to say thank you, Lauren, for not only being a veteran and serving, but thank you for taking the time out to write about your experience in the military and how it led to the love of your life and how you guys are now married and happy and continuously sequel 2 coming. That's great supporting our veterans. So please hit the link. Support Lauren. If you want to know yourself, she's willing to support you and show you and help you and guide you along the way. So Lauren, thank you again for coming on and being the person you are and sharing with everyone. I love the nuggets that you drop for each and every one because the experience you said, you don't want that to happen or want anybody else to experience without sharing it. It's something that you need to know. And if you don't know, it's one of those things that you do to help guide them. The more you know, the more you grow. That's what I always say. All readers are not leaders, but all leaders are readers. And readers are ruling people. And readers like you started out reading memoirs. And look, you guys, she's a ruling person because she decided to make one herself. Go ahead. All right, Lauren, thank you so much. Again, you guys, hit up that comment, hit the link, Amazon bestseller, help her continuously grow. She's coming back with a sequel. She's doing the dang thing as a mom and as a prior service Army veteran. Hooah. Thank you so much, Lauren. You have
Thank
a
you, Janae.
fantastic night. And everyone, here's what we like. We like hearts. We like shares because sharing is caring. We love comments, right? We love all of that, right? But what we love even more is when you guys go out there and you are out in those COVID streets, we want you to wear your mask. We want you to stay 6 feet apart. And want you to wash your hands because we love for you to still be here to click on those buttons and support, but that's what we want. We want you guys to be here because we love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do but love us back. And as always, you guys, if you're in a position where you can raise your hands above your head, crisscross them like applesauce in front of your chest, take these fingertips behind your shoulder blades there, give yourself a big old squeeze. Consider yourself hugged and loved virtually. It's not a lot of that going on, so we're sending it to you from afar. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all be blessed.